All right, so we're talking about the international date line, which is 180 degrees from the prime meridian. And it's actually out in the Pacific Ocean, which is also what they want to do. They didn't want it to go through land. And if you look at it, you probably can't see it. I'm sure you can't see it on there. But what they had to do is they wind around. So it starts in the North Pole, goes around, but it has to wind around Russia and go between Russia and Alaska. Then it winds around over here, so the Aleutian Islands are all on the same one. Then it winds back around, comes around, and winds around some of the islands down here until it gets back down to South Pole. And approximately at 180 degrees west. But it depends on where you are, what island you are, when it exactly changes. It was a big deal when the year 2000 started. Everybody, oh, 2000, January 1st, 2000, that's a big deal. So if you wanted to be on the place on the Earth that was the first one to see January 1st, 2000, you wanted to be just barely on the side of the international date line, or the one that was closest to the international date line. So let's think about this. So I'm looking at now, North Pole's up here, South Pole's up here. And remember I told you it winds around Alaska and then it goes around some islands and it comes back like this. The first part of the Earth that's going to get a new day is actually where it sticks out furthest over here. Let's say, which they didn't do, but let's say just for fun that there's an island in here. And the international date line goes halfway through the island. And let's say that on midnight, on this side of the island, it becomes March 2nd. Well, on that side of the island, the other side of the island, it would be March 1st. Now you can take advantage of this. Let's say your birthday was March 2nd. Then you go to this side of the island at midnight, and you party all day long because it's your birthday. And then, one day later when it gets to be midnight, this will switch to March 3rd, this will become March 2nd. You go to the other side of the island, and you party all day, so you get 2 birthdays right in a row. 2 full days for your birthday because you went across the international date line. This happens if you've ever flown to anywhere over there. Like I flew to Japan. And I left on Saturday morning to fly to Japan. And when I got there 15 hours later, it was a long flight, it was actually Monday morning. Like, what? Yeah, I lost a day because I went across the ocean, and while I did that, the time changed, or the date changed because it went past midnight. So I lost Sunday completely. It just disappeared. However, when I flew back, I left on a Saturday again. I flew back at Saturday at 10 in the morning. I got in to Los Angeles at Saturday at 11 in the morning. 15-hour flight back. You're like, how'd that work? Well, because I was leaving on a Saturday, flew all night, I went back a day, so I had 2 Saturdays. So you get this total number of days, it's just what days you call them are different. I used to work with a company in Japan, and I always had to think about when I'm calling them, I would have to call them because they're 15 hours ahead the next day. So you can't call them on like a Friday because it's already Saturday to them. And so you have to think about those things if you're doing international business. But that's what the international date line is. It's at 180 degrees approximately east or west, and it's where a new day begins. All right, that's all I have for time.